March 8th was International Women's Day. Demonstrations were held in many parts of the world by women. They called for women's rights. They wore purple, a symbol color of feminism. In Turkey, Mexico, and Brazil, hundreds of women marched against gender violence. In Venezuela, women marched and chanted for better working conditions. On March 7th, just ahead of International Women's Day, British magazine The Economist announced the Glass Ceiling Index. The Glass Ceiling Index measures the environment for working women. Japan ranked second from the bottom among 29 developed countries for the 7th straight year. The top 3 countries were Sweden, Iceland, and Finland. South Korea ranked at the bottom. The Economist said, in Japan and South Korea, women must still choose between a family or a career. Now in Japan, there are only 2 women among 20 cabinet ministers. Japan has a wide gender pay gap. Japanese women have earned about 75% as much as men for full-time work on average in 2020. It is difficult for women in Japan to balance work and household duties, because housework is often seen as the women's work here. Prime Minister Kishida made a video speech on International Women's Day. He said, "We pledge to make efforts for gender equality and women's empowerment." Meanwhile, the United Nations said on International Women's Day that Afghanistan is the most repressive country in the world for women's rights. Millions of Afghan girls haven't attended secondary schools and universities for months under a ban by the Taliban.